Welcome to the presentation on Death Valley National Park, one of the hottest places on Earth, located in eastern California along the Nevada border. Death Valley is the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the United States. Death Valley lies within the Basin and Range Province, which is characterized by mountain ranges and valleys formed by extensional tectonics. These landforms were shaped by normal faulting and continue to be shaped by tectonic activity. It's a land of stunning contrast, from vast salt flats and dunes to colorful canyons, volcanic craters, and rugged mountain ranges. The park covers 3.4 million acres, making it one of the largest national parks in the contiguous U.S., and its landscape tells an incredible story of tectonic activity, ancient seas, ice age lakes, and modern-day desert ecosystems. Death Valley has a lot of history, starting with the Timbisha Shoshone people that lived there for 1,000 years. Petroglyphs and archaeological sites indicate earlier human activity dating back thousands of years. They would set up camp and adapt to the seasons. They would do a lot of hunting in the area. In the 19th century, mining became very popular due to the mining of borax. Soon after, gold and silver were being mined. Other minerals that were being mined were lead, copper, and talc. In the 20th century, Death Valley was used as a training area during World War II. Since Death Valley was being used as a training camp, President Hoover designated Death Valley as a national monument, because back then deserts were not considered of enjoyment or interest and are considered wastelands. In 1994, it was finally upgraded as a national park due to the California Desert Protection Act. As of today, Death Valley is a place of tourism and is visited by thousands of people. It's a place of research that includes SSU students going to map the area. Still a primary area of training in the Army and Air Force. Death Valley was created by the Antler orogeny, which occurred 340 to 370 million years ago. The region's movement is caused by the Pacific Plate and North American Plate. This area is formed by crustal extension, where the Earth's crust has stretched and thinned. The mountains in the region were formed by the Nevadan orogeny, Sevier orogeny, and the Laramide orogeny. Rocks were later uplifted and exposed due to crustal extension. The basement rocks are granite, schist, and gneiss. The images show some folded gneiss deformed at high temperatures and pressure. One of the most common disasters in Death Valley is flash floods. Even though the desert is dry, since the rocks are hard packed to the ground, it can't absorb the water because there is low permeability. Back in 2022, according to the Guardian's article, Record Death Valley Flooding, a once-in-a-thousand-year event, written by Gabriel Cannon, there was a record-breaking flash flood that occurred that left many visitors stranded since the roads were inaccessible. Landslides are quite common due to the steepness of the canyons and loose rocks, which cause rock falls. These are typically caused by heavy rain and earthquakes. Since Death Valley has two active faults, seismic activity is expected. Earthquakes range from small to moderate and happen often. Large earthquakes can occur, but that is rare. Dust storms happen when there are extreme wind conditions. Death Valley is not volcanically active, but it was shaped by millions of years of past volcanic activity. There are ancient lava flows, crater cinder cones, and ash deposits that show evidence of past volcanic activity. Some major volcanic features are the Ubahe crater and the Furnace Creek Formation, basaltic lava flows, and cinder cones. Past volcanic activity included the Miocene and Pliocene volcanism. During the Paleozoic, Death Valley was submerged under a shallow tropical ocean. It was warm and cool, and a time fossilization of corals and marine sediment resulted. During the Mesozoic, tectonic forces uplifted the region and dried out the environment. The orogenies that caused this were the Nevadan and the Sevier. By the late Cretaceous, Death Valley became an inland environment with rivers and floodplains. The Paleocene was a cool and wet period due to the large glaciers in the Sierra Nevada. When the Ice Age ended, Death Valley began to dry out and left behind the salt flats and playa lakes. Today, Death Valley is one of the hottest and driest deserts on Earth. Fossilization, cave formations, and lake-based sediments continue the desertification. Death Valley contains many fossil records that tell us a lot about the geologic past. Marine fossils can be found during the Paleozoic era because it was covered by a shallow sea. The listed marine fossils are found in limestone and dolomite rocks. Most of them can be best found in the Bonanza King and Nopa Formation. During the Ice Age, Death Valley was cooler and supported lakes and grassland. This all happened during the Paleocene epoch. Fun fact, in 1982, SSU geology students discovered mammoths from a field site near Shoshone. Some fossils are found that may tell us that there was early human life interacting with Ice Age animals. According to the National Weather Service, Death Valley has a continuous temperature rise. Scientists observed the area in the early century and have noticed there is a 2.4 increase in temperature. Record-breaking temperatures occurred in 2020 and 2021, reaching 130 degrees Fahrenheit. These extreme and prolonged heat waves make conditions harsher. It's also one of the driest places, and its average rainfall is less than 2 inches. There are inconsistent rainfall events that result in long dry spells which result in extreme storms. Since the region is dry and has warm air, it holds moisture and increases the intensity of flash floods. With frequent flash floods, it reshapes the desert landscape. With such heat, it creates a higher evaporation rate and it contributes to the drying of the playas and the salt flats. Many ecosystems then must adapt but struggle to do so. Since there is little rainfall, the water table of the desert keeps decreasing. Greenhouse gas has had its influence due to the global warming. Urban heat from Las Vegas and Los Angeles also contributes to the warming effects. Death Valley is a land full of geologic features, climatic shifts, and human history. From the shallow marine to the driest place on Earth, Death Valley tells an interesting story. It was once the home of marine life and Ice Age mammals. Today we see it as a place where neither of those would survive today's region. It just goes to show how an environment can drastically change over the course of time. Here is my bibliography.